I have an idea where this will go, but it's impossible not to say these things today. How can people not be saying today? How can something so similar happen again? I'm not just mentioning another mass shooting, but how are people, I would say in particular people in the state of Texas, but how are normal, decent people not saying this is shockingly similar to what happened down the road from where I'm sitting in a small town church in Texas? Now, you think about that if you haven't thought about it already, and I'm not sure why it's not sinking in just yet. Keep that in mind. An amazing moment last night as news started to come out about another mass shooting, this mass shooting in Maine. And one of the most gripping, and I'll use that word, gripping moments that did, and we'll see if you react the same way. I did. One of the most gripping moments from last night that did such a perfect job of capturing, I think, how normal, decent people react and feel about these mass shootings in the moment, reacting in the moment. Now, look, I'm well aware of all of their reactions. I've been doing this a long time. I know exactly what kind of blowback there is. But for normal, decent people, it doesn't matter that this guy is a basketball coach. I'm talking about the reaction. His reaction and his response was just so compelling. This is the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. His name is Mike Brown. The Kings had just beaten the Utah Jazz, I think, last night. And as Mike Brown, I guess, is walking from the floor into the media room to meet with reporters to take questions, obviously right in those few minutes, and news had started coming out, and I'm sure everyone in the arena started to pay attention to the horrific mass shooting that had happened, that was still happening. He's walking into this media room to take questions. It's just something about this minute and a half of his reaction that was so compelling.
The first thing I'd like to say is I don't know everything that's going on, but I'm not that smart, but I know we as a country got to do something. I'm walking over here and somebody says there was a mass shooting in Maine with 22 dead at a grocery store. At a freaking grocery store, man. If that doesn't touch anybody, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. That is absolutely disgusting, and it's sad. And it's sad that we sit here and watch this happen time after time after time after time, and nobody does anything about it. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. It's a sad day for our country. It's a sad day in this world. And until we decide to do something about it, the powers that be, this is going to keep happening. And our kids aren't going to be able to enjoy what the United States is about because we don't know how to fix a problem that's right in front of us. Sad. I feel for the families. I don't know what else to say.
Mike, no easy way to translate.
So then he was asked he was asked a question about the game. And you're going to say, well, Jeff, why do we care what a basketball coach says? He's reacting. That's the whole point. His reaction was really compelling. So then this is a guy just walked off the floor. So then he's asked something about the game itself. I think we have this part. He's asked something about the game itself, and this was gripping.
Transition out of that, but from an NBA standpoint, how do you feel the league does, or how much do you appreciate, I guess, the league and their platform and the work that they do to send messages to try and prevent things like this, or do what needs to be done, I guess?
You know, you commend that Adam Silva and the players that lead this league, you know, Chris Paul, LeBron James, to name a few, that stand up and use their platform the right way. And you hope that we continue. Obviously, it hasn't done much, because for something like that to happen tonight, that's just sick. It's just sick. I don't know what else to say. It's absolutely sick.
Mike, well said, sir. I think we all share that view. If I can ask you, can I ask you a basketball question?
I don't even want to talk basketball. I'm sorry. We played a game. It was fun. Well, obviously we won, but I mean, if we can't do anything to fix this, it's over. It's over. It's over for our country for this to happen time after time. Talk tomorrow.
So, Jeff, what were you talking about the people of Texas? Yeah, how do you not piecing this together and saying, I cannot believe something so similar happened again? And here it is. It's not just the fact that it's another mass shooting following a similar path. This one is disturbingly similar to not far from where I'm sitting right now. The mass shooting last night followed the guy, the shooter, the lunatic, followed a very similar path as the shooting not that far from where I'm sitting. The dots are very much connected. This lunatic shooter in Maine followed a similar path as the lunatic shooter in Sutherland Springs, Texas. I know people would like to forget about that, but unfortunately after last night, it's the first thing that came to mind, and that is, okay, now let's see what's really wrong with this picture. A military guy spends weeks in a psychiatric facility, threatens to shoot up a military base, gets out of the psychiatric facility and acquires a wartime killing machine and follows through on his promise to slaughter dozens of people. The shooter in Sutherland Springs, Texas, that went into a church, in a small town church, had left a psychiatric facility, threatened to kill people on his base, acquired a wartime killing machine and killed 28 people in a church. The freak in Maine left a psychiatric hospital, threatened to kill people at a military base. Then this military-trained firearms instructor goes into a family bowling center on kids' night and kills 20 more people in a matter of minutes. Yeah, outrageous question, I know. But is it really outrageous to ask why it is that military-trained men leave psychiatric facilities, make threats, and still get war-killing machines? In both cases. I know, Jeff, we can't make everything perfect. I know, and I'm just saying, how could something so similar with people so dangerous follow such a similar path? If you want to red flag anybody, is it too much to ask that you red flag the military-trained lunatic leaving a psychiatric facility after said lunatic threatened to kill all of you? What greater flag is there? Were some of us not screaming this a few years ago when that nut job left a psychiatric facility and did the exact same thing? So, right? Military-trained men, in both cases, threatened to kill people that they work with. I believe the lunatic in Maine, who they now say, crazy, now say may have tried to get away on his jet ski. last night, or may have gotten away on his jet ski. But both of them threaten to kill people they work with on the military base and still get out and acquire wartime killing machines and follow through on it. I know, you're going to say, I know, trust me, I know. Well, the good guys with guns will stop them. Yeah, here's the thing. Normal people don't arm themselves for war when they go bowling with their kids. That's what normal people don't do. And if they did arm themselves to go bowling with their kids with armed for war to stop a military-trained gun instructor with a wartime killing machine with a laser pointer on it just to make sure that he can pinpoint the people he wants to kill because he's an expert. You know, it's tough when you're at the bowling alley with your kids to get into a gun battle when you and everyone around you at a family bowling center on teen night are gunned down in seconds. I know, but Jeff, he could have killed people with his Subaru. I know, he could try, I guess. You're right about that. But that Subaru that he left behind, that he abandoned, the Subaru is made to get him, just like everyone else, from point A to point B. The hunting rifle he may have had somewhere, who knows, is made to hunt. What he had in his hand last night, that product is made specifically to kill people. And he's an expert at it. An expert that spent time in a psychiatric facility.